I pay ClickUp $924 a year for my entire team, and I maybe use 5% of it. I've also got my own task manager, but it's trapped in Excel. So here's what I want to find out today. Can Claude take my spreadsheet and build something that replaces ClickUp for my entire team, make it multi-user on any device for free? I've never done this exact thing and I honestly don't know how it's going to work. So let's find out together. Whatever we do build, it's free and in the link down below. I cannot wait, so let's get started. These days, we can create just about any type of application relatively quickly and relatively good. In the past, I've created this Gantt task manager in Excel, and that was pretty good. And also for my team, I'm using ClickUp. Now, ClickUp does a pretty good job, but it is very, very expensive. And I'm paying almost $1,000 a year for this. It keeps track of our tasks and projects, but I'm only using a small fraction of the features, and I really don't need something this detailed. So why don't we try to see what we can do with Claude or LLM and just a basic prompt to see what it can create for us. So in today's video, we're going to go step by step. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, how it's going to work, or what it's going to produce, but we're going to find out together. And so the first thing what we want to do is make sure that you do have a Claude or even maybe OpenAI Codex account. That could work as well. I'm going to start with co-work, and I've got Claude for desktop already downloaded. I'm signed into the account. And I do have a paid account, although you could try this with a free account, but I think it is very limited. So what I want to do is I want to set a project folder. So that means anything that it produces, it's going to put into a specific folder. Everything that we do produce today, I will be sharing with you absolutely free. So make sure you do click the link down below. And if you're on my website, make sure you look for the download button and go get all the materials for free. I've selected a folder now. That is going to be our project folder, and I'm going to give it full access to it. So I want always allow. And that means any applications or any documents or anything that it pulls from the folder, it can read, or it can actually place data inside the folder, or if it creates an HTML file, it can also update that. Next up, before I add the prompt, it's going to create an application, but that data inside that application actually has to be stored somewhere. Inside that, we're going to call that a database. Just like in Excel, we have sheets where we hold our data. This time we want it on the internet because my team is going to be able to access the tasks and projects from anywhere. So we have to store that data. So what we're going to be using is Supabase. It's really amazing free database, at least for us. Even the pricing is not that high, but for our purposes, the $0 a month, we have 50,000 monthly active users. Okay, that's fine, 500 megabytes of data. So we're good to go on that. Now make sure you get yourself signed up. And what I want to do is I want to connect Claude to the database. So that means that when we create the database or we add some sample data to it, Claude can do it all magically. And that's exactly the next step. So I've got my account here. I've got an account called Sample Apps where I've got some applications in there. And I'm going to connect Claude to it. So inside Claude here, I'm going to go into the settings and customize. Now inside there, you're going to find the connectors, and this is where I want to locate. So I'm going to click right here in the search, and I'm just going to search Supa, and it'll come right up. Okay, and I'm going to click connect. And it's going to take me through some of the options, and it's going to just basically connect it with a few approvals. So the first screen we're going to get is the authorized screen. I've got multiple organizations, so I'm just going to select the one with my Gmail, and then I'm going to authorize. Now, if I want to see the detailed permissions, I can select here, but for now it's okay. I'm just going to click authorize here. Now Claude and Supabase are connected so that Claude can make those changes for us. Once connected, it's going to instruct us to open Claude and we are good to go. If I select here Supabase, we can then actually see the connections. To make it easier, I'm going to put always allow on the reading. It's going to give it basically full access. So that's good enough. So once we have that, I'm going to go back into our project. We don't need to see this. And we're on co-work. We've got a folder and we're ready for a prompt. I also want to share with it my Gantt Excel. It's going to model a little bit after that. So I'm going to drag that Excel file in here. And I'm also going to set a prompt. Now I've already created a prompt so that you don't have to watch me type because that's never fun. And I'm going to paste it right here. And basically it's just going to say I've attached my Gantt task manager. Look at it, it's how it works. And basically it's going to model after ClickUp, but only the parts I actually use. So my whole team should be able to log in and each person can see the updated. So we need login. We also want to please use my connected Supabase in the backend. So we're telling it specifically, this is the database we want. It's already connected. So that part's important. Set up the tables, Supabase login, so each staff member gets their own account. And then I'd like 2 views of the same task. So we want drag and drop capabilities where my statuses are the columns and a Gantt timeline view. And then start by reading my file, setting up the Supabase database, and ask me anything you're not sure of. So I do expect some questions. So let's see. I'm also using Opus 4.8, which is sufficient. So I'm going to let it go, and it's going to get to work. First of all, it wants to make sure that it does give it access to this folder. I'm going to say, don't ask again. And yes, you have full access to the folder that I've assigned for you. So now it's a map. It sees that we have projects and tasks, staff, inside my Excel file. And also it says the Supabase. Now we've got a question that says in your Excel file, overdue is one of the 4 statuses, but logically a task is overdue when it's past due, date not finished. It's not really a stage you choose, right? It means user should not choose that. It should be automatic. So I'm just going to put auto flag. So that means tasks automatically change the status when it becomes overdue. And it says who should be able to change what, the sets permission rules. So I'm just going to use the admin team edits tasks. So that's fine. And then I'll just say import everything from the Excel. And also I'm just going to put here that we're going to use Netlify. Netlify is a free app deployment, deploy to Netlify. And I'll be showing you that very shortly. So that is the 4th question. It only had that. While it's working on that, let's go ahead and take a look at Netlify, because that's an important part. Once it does get posted, we need to actually host it. And so here's the main site. It's basically push your ideas to the web. It's super simple. It's free to start. And you simply need to drag and drop your file and it gets hosted. Then you can change the name and you're good to go. So I like the simplicity of this. And now the pricing, we have a limited number of uploads that we can do per month, but that's pretty easy and I'm still within the limit and I've been using the free one. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you get signed up on Netlify, use the free forever. We can deploy, we can do a lot of cool things, and we get 300 credits per month. Every time I deploy, it's 15 credits. So that means I can deploy 20 times per month. 1 project, 20 times, 4 project, 5 times, whatever. You get the point. So once you create your account, you're going to get something like this. Now, as soon as Claude finishes it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that file and I'm going to drag and drop it right in here. So that is Netlify, and I'm pretty happy about that. And let's go back to Claude and see what it's working on. All right, well, let's check in on it. It's got 21 tasks. It's grabbing it from my older Excel template, and it's just saying that they're from August of 2021, so 5 years ago. That's when we did the template. I'm just going to ask it, have the sample data. I'll just put modified to current date. And right now it's August 10th. 2026. So I'm just going to have it update the data to make sure it's current. Makes more sense. All right, it's just finishing up. It took its time, about 27 minutes so far. It's still working a little bit. Now it's asking what we should do for the app. I'll drag it to Netlify to drop. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I did make a coffee while I was waiting, so I made good use of the time. And how do you want to set up your real team's logins? I'm gonna have it set them up now for me. That's fine. And let it continue to update. But we do have some information here. So we can see the task. It's in an HTML. We've got a setup, which is an MD file. Let's take a quick look at the downloaded index. Now this index, while it works here, is actually what we're going to be uploading to Netlify. So now we've got a login screen here. So let's take a look and read the instructions. So it says the app is in your hands and the backend is fully live and tested. 2 decisions to wrap this up. The deployment is getting your real team on it. So we've answered its questions as far as how we're going to drag and drop it, and it'll set them up, the user logins. So for setting up your real logins, I just need their details. I'm just going to say, let's start with me, and then I'll just put in my email address, and then I'll just use the password, and I'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to be fine. So it's going to take care of the login for me. While it's doing that, let's go ahead and see what it did on Supabase. So I'm going to look back in my Supabase. And here, let's go ahead and refresh this to see if it added a new project or put it within the existing project. And previously we had sample apps, so that looks good. What I want is it inside my sample apps. I'm gonna look inside the table editor here. So it's got some sample data. We've got reminders, service items. I've combined this. So the data is all here inside the database. Now let's continue back to the app. So yes, just set it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to be easy for us to log in. when we do get it hosted. For our purposes, this is just sample data and I'll delete it after recording, so I'm not too worried about security for right now. But eventually, of course, we can use secure passwords, secure users, so that nobody else can get into it. And I'm just going to tell it this is fine for this test recording. I will launch. So now the next step is simply to launch our app, and we're looking for that index file. And if we take a look here, and this is why we use a project folder so we know where everything is, we're looking for this. This is what we see here. So we have some choices here. We can download, and I want to just download it. I don't really want to open it at this point because I want it to host it. We also have some setups, so this is nice. TaskFlow setup, team guide. So we've got information for what we're going to do. I'll make sure to include these instructions for you as well in the zip file. Also, if you're running out of templates, you're not sure what type of template you want to create into an app, I now have the ultimate workbook pack available to you. It's got over 500 workbooks and 450 template applications in a really easy to use library. A single click to find any category or subcategory, and you can now one click to open the app, view the original YouTube video, download any additional PDF codebooks or step-by-step guide, all of that wrapped into a single amazing guide. This is the best template pack that's ever been created. Make sure you do click the link below. That is an awesome pack. It's brand new, and I hope you'll join us and grab it. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to Netlify and host it. We do have some images here that it's given us. That'll be nice, but let's go ahead and see what it looks like live. So what I want to do is I want to show and explore, and it's been here, it's under my downloads, and I'm looking for just the index file. Now, because I had a previous index file inside this folder, I'm going to drag this over into our project folder, which is where I want it, and rename it. I only want this to be index.html and nothing else. We're now going to take that and we're going to bring it directly into Netlify. So let's go ahead and do that. Here is our Netlify account. This is the folder that we want to drag it into. We've already signed up. I've got 2 other projects here, but that's okay. I'm going to take my folder here and I'm just simply going to drag and drop it. And that's one of the reasons why I like Netlify, because it is super easy to use. The only other thing that we want to do after this is probably change the URL to something a little bit more friendly. It gives us something like this, visionary merengue, something I can't even pronounce. So what we want to do is we want to update it. We can configure the project, which we can do, and that'll give us the opportunity to rename it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to click change project name, and I'm just going to give it a name here, something a little bit unique. So we'll just call this project task MGR. And then I'm going to save it. As long as it's unique, it'll allow us to save. It says changing the project will change the URL, but that's okay because we haven't visited yet. I'm going to select here, just click it right away, and that's going to open it up. And here I'm going to put in my email and then the password, which we're using, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the one that's set. And I'm going to click sign in, and we can actually take a look at it. Okay, this looks nice. We've got a board and a timeline. I really like the double look of this. Inside the timeline, we can group by project. We can group by person. If I select on it, will it allow me to edit it? Oh, it does. So we can set the details. We can change the staff, and we can save the changes, and it's going to move. If I want to drag and drop that, ooh, I like this. Jeez, this is amazing. I mean, it did take a while, but this is really good. So we can change it. Let me see if I can set the length. Oh, I can even change the length. It's even given us a nice name called TaskFlow and a little bit of an icon. We've got multiple projects. We can see a single project, or we can see multiple projects. If I want to see a single staff, I can do that. I can see all people. Show completed. Here's a manage button. And let's see, we got projects, whether it's open, team members, staff. We can add and update staff. We can add and create a login. That's really nice. This is looking pretty good. I'm quite impressed how we could do that. It did take a while, but I made a coffee in the meantime. So I just want to see what are the colors based on and how we can modify those. In the settings, if we click manage, we see we've got a little bit of color here. So if I want to select here, so I can set a project color on a per project basis. Now that's pretty nice. I would probably like the ability to drill down and drill up on this. I'm sure we could get that added if I wanted to, meaning we make a selection on here and it drills up and drills down so it collapses the individual tasks within the project. That would be a nice feature. I'm also going to be adding more to this project based on your ideas, your feedback, and your comments. So that's all going to be wrapped up in an updated training and also an updated download exclusively for our elite members. So if you're not currently an elite member, now is the time to join us. I've got a really low introductory offer on that. I create these trainings and updated trainings for our members each and every week, including a new video, updated downloads, and resources. If you join us for Gold, you can download the actual video plus all the updated trainings, templates that I have in the past, which is over 250 of them. And also, if you become a platinum member, that includes monthly coaching. So I do hope to see you inside the elite membership. This was a really fun project. We turned a template and an idea into a fully usable task management, fully online with login, security, and completely customizable. I'm sure there's a lot more that we could do with it given the time. Claude is fully capable of that, but it shows you just how we could do with a simple prompt and an idea. I hope you have enjoyed this training just as much as I have enjoyed bringing it to you. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.